Welcome to this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, a podcast we chart the cinematic legacy of the classic monsters. I'm John Campbell. With me, as always, Brendan Jones.
Brendan can't be here. I have come and he stayed.
Oh, no.
I have brought the Bloodstorm.
Special guest on the show, Radu. Just quick, Radu, though. Something's dripping from the side of your mouth there. Can you want to get a napkin there?
Did I get it?
Yeah, no, it's somehow it's worse.
It's okay. I had barbecue sauce earlier. I'm a big fan of barbecue from America.
I know you spend a lot of time in Memphis these days at your second home there.
I'm a big fan of B.B. King and Elvis Presley.
I love the R&B blues.
I love the boogie woogie.
That dude, the whole time I was watching this movie, and yes, folks, rip the Band-Aid up. It's Subspecies 4, Bloodstorm.
Oh shit, man.
By the way, can I say disappointed? Not a single Bloodstorm in this movie.
No, I kept waiting.
Waiting. Well, because I will say this is one of those movies that has two titles depending on what country.
Yes, that made it a little confusing.
Because it's also known as Subspecies: The Awakening, which
Amazon Prime has the wrong date associated with this one. I kept going, wait, is this the one?
This is 1998.
Yeah, they say 1991.
Oh, that's when the first one came out, I think.
Yep. But Subspecies 4 is listed as being 1991.
And
The Awakening, is that what it's called?
The Awakening. And see, then also, because it came up, because I was looking for these, I was just telling you before we started that Riff Tracks has done all of these, and when under their categorization, it's The Awakening as well. So
okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's officially called Subspecies 4 Bloodstorm. I think The Awakening is a better title for the movie that we saw. Now,
sure,
that once again, movie in quotes,
because there was no Bloodstorm.
There was no Bloodstorm.
Here's something I'm going to bring up.
Yeah.
In Geostorm, what did we get?
Oh, we got a Geostorm, man. We got
a full-on Geostorm.
Say what you will about that movie. That movie delivers a Geostorm. I actually
Storm of the Century?
We got a storm, and I would say it was of the century. I mean, the fucking devil shows up. By the way, Storm of the Century, that just showed up on Hulu a couple months ago. Well worth a rewatch, folks. I love Storm of the Century.
I would go there. Again, I still think Colm Fiore, that's the first thing I ever saw him in. I was like,
he's amazing. Guy. And I've never understood why Tim Daly didn't become more of like an action leading man. He is just made for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, he's had a long career on television, but I always just thought, this guy, did anyone see Year of the Comet?
Year of the Comet, jeez.
Yeah, that was his attempt to do the Indiana Jones or James Bond sort of thing, and it's okay. It's right up there with High Road to China, all those sort of attempts when it's
it's better than this.
It's, oh my God, almost anything is better than this, because it is, folks. I was saying this to you beforehand, Brendan. Here's a franchise I didn't think it'd get worse, and then they proved me wrong. Here it is.
Okay, this is a long shot, but I know you've seen it.
Yeah,
you've seen Tapeheads.
Of course, I love Tapeheads.
Young Cusack, young Robin.
That's a gem of a cult comedy there.
It is, and if you remember, their job early on as videographers, they shoot living wills.
Yes.
And in a very funny scene, the gentleman who they're supposed to be doing his living will has passed, and they finish the living will by puppeteering the man, making his jaw go up and down, and they put sunglasses on him so no one can tell that he has died.
Dude, now you're just making me want to watch Tapeheads again. I need to put that back on. I love
the living will that they shot in Tapeheads. Yeah. Is more entertaining, energetic, full of life than all of Subspecies 4.
I've got to say that is true, because Anders Hove, man, even feels fucking done at this point, doesn't he?
Anders Hove is apparently, this is what I'll say, Radu is good in small doses. They upped his character to the forefront in this movie, and he has a lot of dialogue. And he does.
Well, that's
every line reading is. It is slow, so slow.
That's what I'm talking about. I think it's a combination of things. Because I think you're right. There's a lot more Radu in this movie, which is a bad impulse. And two, I think it really is Anders Hove going, I kind of just have the one thing. Like, I don't.
Yeah, there are no shadings.
There's no interest on his part to go like, ooh, how could I expand this? No, it's more just like, I guess just say it the same way I say every line.
Every line is delivered the same.
I guess.
I will kill you, and then in the same voice. You will be mine forever. I love you.
And that, I gotta say, that really made this. Boy, this was a tough sit. Didn't you find this? At 85 minutes, this was hard to sit through.
I kept checking the time.
Yeah, I did too.
Because nothing happens. If you take the entire plot of this movie, entire plot, any competent filmmaker would cover the exact same ground in 20 minutes of a film.
Easily. I mean, there are like two ideas in this thing.
I felt sad for what is her name? Denise Duff, is that her name? Who plays
Duff, who is
the carryover character,
Michelle. She has become the ongoing lead of this franchise. She's the Laurie Strode. She
lays on a table for 40 minutes of this movie and says a couple of lines. And then at the end, she sits up.
Laurie Strode. It's sort of like Laurie Strode in Halloween 2, which I fucking hate.
Oh my God, yeah.
Ugh, God.
I'm drugged up and I can't even walk. You have to hold me up.
There's good ideas in Halloween 2, but that movie's a mess.
Yes, ma'am.
But here's this movie, and to bring it back to this movie doesn't have anybody doing the Donald Pleasance work. Because Donald Pleasance makes Halloween 2 watchable with that insane performance. We've got a guy here trying to do the Van Helsing in this, and he's awful.
Well, he's a psych out character anyway.
Yeah,
I love I love how they have made this actor look.
Yes.
And immediately when he shows up, you're like, seriously? Is this a hero, a villain? Doesn't matter because he's eccentric and weird. And then you have actually a very lovely young woman. And then we find out they had been involved at some point. And even in a professor-student...
No way did I ever believe that for a single second.
Oh, no, not for a single second.
And this,
Jesus
speaking
Christ.
of that poor girl...
Poor girl.
She's very pretty, but she is not very talented.
Oh, no one in this is.
No.
Oh, that's okay. She's in very good company. The rest of the cast.
It's true. It's not like, man, was everybody in the
She's not being, overshadowed.
This is weird. Several of the actors from this, I think probably just because it also shot in Bulgaria, are in the Sherlock Holmes movie from 2002 with Vincent D'Onofrio. Do you remember this movie?
Yes, I'd never watched
Sherlock: A Case of Evil. It's fine. It's got actually a pretty good cast because Richard E. Grant is Mycroft in it. James Darcy, who people will remember having played Jarvis on Agent Carter. He plays Sherlock. He's good. He's good. D'Onofrio is Moriarty. Sure. You got Gabrielle Anwar in it. We've talked about liking her. And I guess several of these actors are in it too. It's just interesting that's, I think, just because they probably shot in the same. Because here on this one,
and they probably have a line if they have any dialogue.
Yeah, they're all deep in the cast list on that. Whereas here they're top billed. I will say, I don't know if this is. This has to be a budget thing. There's a lot more local casting in this one.
Yes, and
a lot more, and it shows.
All for it.
Well, are you?
I'm all for the. I have said from the beginning, I like that this is filmed in Romania and Bulgaria.
I like that in theory. I wish that that in theory,
but there's no good actors. Is the problem?
And also,
they haven't.
I would like some better cinematography. It's a little bit like that Phantom of the Opera movie too, where it's like, okay, you're actually at the opera, but how about you really lean into the look of this land and stuff like that?
Yeah,
here and there you get some shots, but it's still most of this movie is bad dungeon sets and stuff. It's not. It doesn't really take advantage of actually being in Eastern Europe.
But I think they single-handedly kept the makers of blue gels, completely sponsored.
We can't make them fast enough.
We had a real successful run of a few years there while Charles Band's Full Moon Features were shooting this Subspecies bullshit in our neck of the woods.
Up to a few months ago, I would say this was the end of the franchise, but as we know, oh yeah, that's right, Subspecies 5 is coming out this year, baby, 2023. Subspecies 5, Blood Rise.
Okay, but I will say, here's another thing. This really does, even though there's no plot, it is a direct sequel, not only to the previous Subspecies, but to Vampire Journals.
Man, I knew that connected. I did not expect it to connect as much, because when this thing starts, it's doing previously on Subspecies and Vampire Journals. Previously on Subspecies and Vampire Journals.
All right, here's the thing.
By the way, we don't have to say anything about the poster this week because it's literally just a picture of Radu's fangs. So on we go.
There you go. Perfect. So this thing starts with a voiceover and some flashbacks to the previous movies. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's necessary. Then you're thinking, well, okay, now the movie proper can start. And then you get that title sequence, which I don't even have epilepsy, but I had 18 seizures during the opening sequence.
This movie gave me epilepsy. That's the thing about it. So,
yeah, because they do more flashbacks, but do it in rapid succession with the word subspecies.
But then did you love when it goes subspecies 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yes, then it counts. And I thought, this is the worst segment I've ever seen on Sesame Street. But it did teach me 1, 2, 3, 4.
I wish the count was in this. I wish the count was... The count is 10 times the vampire Radu is.
I wish if you're doing something where it's like vampire clans, like those are the Carpathians and they follow Vlad Dracula. Here's Radu and his brood. Here are the creepy ones like the Nosferatu dude. Yeah. It's like, but here are the puppet ones under the count. That would be fucking awesome.
Man, by the way, do we have a spec script for What We Do in the Shadows now?
Oh, yes.
They meet the puppet vampires.
Oh my god!
They did the Angel episode where he became a puppet, which I love.
Yeah, they did.
That was very fun.
And that got a follow up in the graphic novel.
It sure did. I've read that miniseries. And I have almost bought that Angel puppet a couple times.
Oh, they actually have it?
They made it. Yeah, they made a 1-to-1 scale, and I went like, no, don't do it. But
don't do it.
I almost did though, because of course,
you refuse to give any money to the monster.
Dude, I could stop now, and he already has so much of my money. I have every fucking Firefly and Buffy comic.
I know.
And I still love the stuff. The actual content I still love.
Of course.
For the most part. All right. So, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, Subspecies!
Then
it's presented like a...
More
Like,
post-credits.
Imagine like a screening of this where people are like, "Oh yeah, Subspecies!"
No, I can't imagine that.
No, it's like like a Marvel.
That didn't happen. It never would have happened.
You don't think anybody's cheering for this? Like people cheer for the Marvel logos. Woo!
Though, did I in my apartment give a little giggle of delight when the Sword of Laertes showed back up?
I know what that is.
By the way, I kept expecting the Sword of Laertes to actually play into the ending. It doesn't.
No, they just
literally Ash gives it to his boss man Radu, and Radu's like, "Good, because it's mine," and it never shows up again.
Think they're making fucking Marvel movies where it's like, oh, that's a thing in another movie, and it's supposed to be. That's like they're treating the Sword of Laertes like it's fucking Mjolnir, right? Like it's like, oh, because that will play into another movie. It's like, no, you don't. No, stop trying to force a shared universe here.
Well, but if you're going to, pay it off.
Well, that
don't just like here it is, and then what? He put it in some cabinet. That's it.
Brendan,
I thought it was actually going to kill him at the end.
We can't ask.
I thought that Michelle was going to use the Sword of Laertes. Nope.
We can't ask too much of these Subspecies movies.
You know what? Apparently, we can't ask anything of it.
Payoffs? That's way out of their league.
Okay, so it starts with flashbacks, the credits, and that music flashbacks, is going, and then we get more flashbacks.
Flashbacks.
literally 8 minutes of this. The first 8 minutes of this movie are flashbacks.
It's an 85-minute movie, and yes, close to 10 minutes are previously seen footage.
And then we see a nice doctor lady.
Nice doctor lady.
Nice doctor lady.
She's very nice with the doctor.
She sees a car wreck. Oh no, it's the car from the end of the previous Subspecies.
Oh, man.
Everybody's dead. The sister's dead.
Here's
the U.S. ambassador guy.
Oh, you're talking about my favorite character, Mel.
Yeah, who actually, this is great. It's like, because Michelle's doing the voiceover, and she goes, "My sister was blah 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 was dead. Mr. Anderson or whatever his name is was dead." She calls him Mr. Bob. I'm like, I guess you two didn't get too close.
She says,
you literally knew each other for 10 minutes at the end of the previous.
And then Hugo Weaving walks on and goes, "Did you say Mr. Anderson?"
Yeah, that happened.
And then I sat there going, "I wish I was watching The Matrix." And any Matrix, by the way, I'll take any of them.
By the way, I had my iPad in hand for this entire movie. I looked away a lot because nothing happens, and it was very boring.
I will say the whole beginning of this movie, during all this flashback stuff, was me almost writing something down with my pen and going, nope, previously seen footage. Then, oh wait, the movie started. Oh, nope. No,
it's not till they get to the car wreck that the plot kicks in.
Because I'm the keeper of the notes on this show, I kind of can't look away from these movies, unfortunately.
Oh, and that is why I don't take the notes.
But if I didn't, this show would be more. I was going to say would be chaos. It's already chaos, but it'd be more chaos.
It's true, because I have, as has been very evident, I remember a lot, but I can't quite remember sequence of events.
I watched this last night, and I'm already forgetting huge chunks of it. I watched this less than like 24 hours ago, and I'm going, what the fuck happened? That's why I have to take these, because a lot of these, Blade I could have done without notes, but this I'm like, sure, better hold on to these. Yes. Boy, I thought this when everybody's dead from the last movie. I don't give a shit about this franchise, so whatever. But if I'm putting myself in the framework of...
They totally Alien 3.
That's exactly where I was going. You knew exactly where I was going. This is my... And because that I can relate to, because... Boy, I don't know if I've ever been angrier from the start of a movie.
Are those stand-ins, by the way?
They sure are.
Because the sister body... actually looks very much like the actors. The guy, I can't tell. It's like generic guy.
Let me go to the trivia on this.
Oh.
After it became, I love just the statement of after it became clear that Kevin Speartoss and Melanie Shatner wouldn't be able to return for the sequel. Wouldn't be able to, by the way.
Yeah.
Ted Nicolau originally considered doing a reenactment of the ending with Romanian actors who resembled them, but instead decided to go ahead and use the actual footage and then just use the Romanian body doubles for the. But it is. I also love, the idea of they just, they wanted to be part of it. But they were so busy.
Schedule's really full. They can't make it, Nicolau.
Can I say, here's a sad thing, though. Kevin Speartoss is back in 5 as a new character.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
so he's great. His career has hit the skids enough that he's back. He's back, baby. He's he's playing, he's playing the
brother.
The brother, yeah.
Are you serious?
He's playing Prince Vladislav.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Because we finally get Radu's origin story in 5.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's right. It's a prequel with 80-year-old Anders Hove playing.
I don't know. It's just, I am endless. Oh, God.
And let's see. Anders Hove is, what is he, 60?
Well, under all that makeup, who's going to know?
No. Look at the poster, man. We've talked about this before. He's not in makeup in this one because he's playing human Radu.
Oh,
so it's old man Anders Hove in a fucking knight costume because it's set in medieval times.
Oh, God.
It's him.
If only it was set in a medieval times restaurant. Wouldn't that be better?
Oh, my God. And if you could get Janine Garofalo from The Cable Guy to be the restaurant.
Yeah, but they had Diet Pepsi in medieval times.
Come on, man.
Dude.
Come on, man. That "come on, man" is one of the low-key funniest lines in them. I also love just her walking up, "Hi, I'm Judy, I'll be your wench."
Yeah. So good.
Absolute genius. All right.
But anyway, so This is all right. So the nice doctor lady has found everybody's dead, but there's weirdly a body bag that fell out of the back of this thing.
And wouldn't you, Brandon? Wouldn't anyone go and unzip that body bag?
Anybody? That's natural. That's human nature. I just unzip a body bag.
I gotta see what's in here.
And the second she does, Denise Duff, aka Michelle, the vampire.
Poor Denise Duff, who she also will be back for 5.
Sure. She goes, freaks out. So what I love is Dr. Lady's like, don't worry, I called an ambulance. Help is on the way. But this one's like, and she goes, well, maybe this will help. And she zips it back up. And then
that was one of the
Michelle
funniest fucking things
down,
I've ever seen. Is the just like,
and then maybe she slowly opens it and she goes again. And she's like, damn, she doesn't like the light.
I just love the idea of it being like, maybe she likes being in the bag.
Maybe I surprised her, so I'll do it slow this time.
I never thought about this. That's very interesting.
Oh, God. Anyway, so then she's like, oh, the ambulance isn't coming. She goes, okay, well, don't worry, lady in body bag. You're the only one who survived. I'm going to get you to a nearby hospital. So she loads body bag into her car.
Yeah, and then she loads the body bag in the car. She called the police. They can collect the bodies. I'm going to help this lady. So she drives off. We go back to the castle, and this is where I'm going, okay. Now, last we left Radu, he had been impaled and burned.
Yep. Pretty seriously.
Dude, he just fucking comes back for, like, out of nowhere in this movie. I mean, at this point...
Michelle's voiceover does explain, it's like, it's the Bloodstone. In our haste, we neglected to pick up the fucking Bloodstone.
Which is so dumb. That was so dumb of them.
You know what's very convenient? Is that the Bloodstone seems to only be about 8 inches away from Radu's burned fingies.
The other thing that really works out in his favor, the Bloodstone seemingly can kind of do whatever the plot needs it to.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
very true.
What exactly does the Bloodstone is entering Cosmic Cube territory of like, I don't know, man.
It's still, they still just say that it gives out the blood of the saints and it makes vampires not need to kill anybody.
But why does it also
they can just drink from?
But apparently, if it's just near you, it can bring you back to life too.
Yes,
that's what I'm talking about.
You've got a real tie to it, like Radu. And all he does is he is burned. Oh, he's on a post, but then weirdly they show him in a pond, like a I don't know what that is.
Well, no, so he's hanging right where he's impaled, and then he kind of like his body as it's burning kind of slops down into the pond.
That's right,
and then and then it's like, and then
there's the Bloodstone. He's like, oh, that's the stuff. Yeah, and he doesn't look great, but he's alive again. He gets up and runs back into his castle. Now here's the thing.
And he goes, I need a nap.
Did you notice that his clothes did not have any kind of ragged hole?
Isn't that
if you had fallen onto
isn't
a post
that interesting?
And had been impaled, now your skin might heal and your organs, because you're a vampire and you're all mystical and shit, but your clothes would still have a big ragged hole.
Yes.
Nope. So he runs back in. He's okay. Don't worry, everybody. Radu's is fine.
Man, I'm looking at Denise Duff's other movies.
Oh, I know you are.
She works a lot, but boy, oh boy. Aside from
didn't she do a lot of soap opera? Isn't she one of those that did soap opera stuff?
Yes, Young and the Restless she was on. And then Days of Our Lives. And then it's, those are the most legitimate credits, and then it's like she was on a Northern Exposure, she was in a CSI Miami, she does occasional, but it's a lot of she's in both the Bloodstone and the Blood Fist movies.
Blood Fist.
Oh, those are over on the Action Shelf. Those are your that's a Don the Dragon Wilson franchise.
Oh, I should have known. Yeah. Yes, Don the Dragon Wilson.
Don the Dragon, who we're going to do a crossover. I don't know if it's at some point we're going to do a crossover episode between this show and Action Shelf for a Don the Dragon Wilson Vampire Hunter movie.
Nice.
Yes, so stay tuned for that.
He's really brought a lot of joy to the world.
I will say we have not liked a single movie we've seen him in on the Action Shelf. So, thank God she was in Night of the Living Dead 3D. So that's all that matters.
Oh, boy.
That's all that her and oh my God. Of course, Jeffrey Combs. I mean, if it's a low-budget horror movie, I'm shocked Jeffrey Combs doesn't pop into one of these.
Except for Jeffrey Combs, by the way, is good.
Oh, I love Jeffrey Combs.
And he knows exactly what he's doing.
Jeffrey Combs is always great. He's in that Eric Roberts thing where he's in a lot of shit, but he's always solid. He's always got the goods.
Always brings it.
I love him as Wei Yun on Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I know you do.
Folks, come on. He was great. One of the great bad guys in Star Trek.
He's great.
Dude, The Frighteners, one of our favorite movies. He's awesome in The Frighteners.
Love it.
He's always good. But just because he's in a bunch of other Charles Band stuff, I'm shocked they didn't try to jam him in one of these Subspecies.
Oh, Dr. Mordred. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
But legit, I kind of regret that we didn't do... There was an argument we could have done Reanimators connected to Frankenstein, I think.
Yeah, that's a thin,
but it would have been nice to do Reanimator because I like that movie.
Yeah, but then you gotta do all the others.
You gotta do Bride of Reanimator and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of the... Yeah, that's a franchise that really, like, that first one's fun, and then... although, better follow-up to Reanimator if you just want to keep going with that cast, From Beyond.
From Beyond, exactly the same cast.
Yeah, but better than the second Reanimator movie. All right.
True.
All right. So they bring her to a nice doctor lady, Anna.
A hospital in a castle?
Yeah, I was going to say they're calling it a hospital. But this is Anna is our
Anna is nice doctor lady.
Played by Iana Abur.
Good luck on that. And
I believe this is the only English language film she's ever done. And that's another thing, too. When I say she's not very good in this, English is not her native language, so I'm always, of course, willing to give them...
I think that's true of most of this cast.
And so that's why there's a slight, asterisk on their performance. Yeah, there's a slight asterisk on the performances where I'm going, I don't know. They're probably not very good actors, but they're made even worse by speaking a language that is not their native tongue.
Yes. So she has to call up to guards on the fence or the gate and
is this
I know the guy who is the doctor here. I worked with him.
And they're a hospital clinic with a guarded, gated entrance like this? What the hell's going on?
And they're like, okay, come on in. And so she drives in. When they cut to this what's his name? The character?
Well, his name is Dr. Niculescu. Niculescu. And
they later on weirdly call him Dr. Blood. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Can I say, though, I was like, dude, they should call him Dr. Blood the whole movie. That's a cool name.
Sure. But anyway, when they show him being informed that he has a guest at the gate, he's operating on some woman in what looks like a medieval torture chamber.
I was like, what is this, man?
There are these huge tubes. I know intravenous tubes. I know what they look like.
But they're going through the ceiling and all over the place. Well,
there's ducts, air ducts in this room. And you're like, what is this? Jibber jabber looking nonsense.
By the way, shouldn't Dr. Blood be like a Doctor Strange villain or something like that? He should be fighting Dr. Blood.
I think there is a Dr. Blood. Isn't there a Dr. Blood in G.I. Joe? BLUD?
Yes.
Or is he a General Blood or something like that?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Major Blood.
Major Blood, there you go.
BLUDD, Major Blood.
I am so embarrassed that I know a G.I. Joe.
And can I say, I am so embarrassed that I had forgotten about him because I am a huge G.I. Joe fan. But yes, I might even have his action figure.
You probably do. He has an eye patch and a helmet.
He has an old World War II German helmet. Oh, yeah. I don't have his action figure, but I'm now looking at it and probably
now I am buying it.
I do.
It is one click purchase. Great, it's on its way.
For fellow toy nerds out there, I do collect the G.I. Joe Classified series, which is basically it's the same company that makes the Marvel Legends, so it's nice, high detailed versions of G.I. Joe characters in that
taller
scale.
Than the old ones.
Yeah, in the 1/12 scale. So they're just the same as the Marvel Legends figures for G.I. Joe.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, we know where your money's going.
And if anybody's got a line on a Major Blood, but yes, Dr. Blood. Yeah, I'm gonna look up because somebody has to have used Dr. Blood in some comic book.
Oh no, I'm sure there's plenty of Dr. Blood.
Dr. Blood.
But this guy has like the terrible Mo Howard. No, it's not quite Mo Howard, but it's parted down the middle, long hair to his chin, and then chopped and so it's almost like also Sweeney Todd in some productions of Sweeney Todd.
He's a Dr. Fate villain.
Dr. Blood is?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we're talking way back in the day, though.
Fate versus Blood. I don't know who's coming out on top.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But so anyway, this guy's like, "Oh, it's Anna. I know her, and she's hot. We used to do it."
I mean, she's a lovely woman. Absolutely. She is. They always get lovely women in these movies. It's not never been a problem. I was
surprised though. Again, high marks. They're getting classier. There are boobs in this movie, but it's no major character.
It's all extras. And I did.
Yeah, and Anna doesn't get exposed, and Denise Duff was like, "Yeah, I'll lay on that table for 48 minutes.
Yeah,
but you're not seeing a single boob." And they were like, okay.
Well, and I just feel like because of the money involved and stuff, they really have no recourse other than to go like...
Even, what's her name, who was Ash's protege, who flip-flops 18 times in the movie.
I thought
she keeps her top on.
I totally expected her to take her top off. It just felt like... But no, instead it's always these extras
nameless
who are victims. And I did always think, like, no, what part of the drinking of people's blood involves them tearing the front of their shirts open? You know, like.
Well, that's the best way to do it.
I just need to get these. I just got to get these boobies out, and then I can.
You don't get it. You just don't get it.
You know, I just don't get the vampire lifestyle, man. Though
you got to always tear that shirt open, or the blood's not as good.
Let me see them titties.
I've been alive for 500 years.
Come on, Radu.
Show me the boobie.
I think that's as much thrill as that, because look at this guy. You think anything below the waist is working on this guy? No way in hell, man.
No.
That is shriveled up and gone long ago.
And by the way, guess what? Guess who we don't see at all in this movie? Subspecies.
Oh, no, they're gone. We talked about that on the third one. That was their last appearance.
Yeah.
Now, here's I don't often go to the goofs section of IMDb.
I go there all the time.
Well, I often will look at them, but they're not usually worth saying. But I will say this is pretty good as a goof. When they open up the bag, and by the way, also, if there was any doubt this guy was a vampire, this doctor. Come on, everything about him says he's a vampire.
Yeah.
I just think that's funny that they're like, yeah, that'll be a reveal. It's like, no,
especially when he starts talking about my research into extending life is going very well. I'm like, yeah, do you drink blood? Is that it?
When he opens up the bag to examine Michelle, her bite marks are on the left side, despite the fact she was bitten on the right side in the previous films.
They couldn't even be bothered to check the earlier movie.
Their own films. Ted Nicolaus not even watching his own movies, man. Jeez. And once again, this is writer direct. This is the auteur of these. This is Ted Nicolaus.
This is his universe.
This is his shit, man. Ooh, he made a movie in 2021 called Don't Let Her In. Well, that doesn't sound like any other better vampire movie, does it?
Sounds like an asylum picture.
It does. It sounds like one of their mockbusters. Man, that's a little ways out, but I can't wait to get to Let the Right One In. I love that movie.
I look forward to every one of the good movies we get to look at.
I don't actually know if this is that controversial opinion. I kind of like the American version more. A little bit. It's close.
They're both good.
It's very close. The thing is, that is one of the best American remakes of a foreign film.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know.
I remember the same kind of argument about why would you bring it up, Brendan, if you can't remember the name of it? You know, the whole there was the Swedish original and then the one with Robin Williams. Is it Insomnia?
Insomnia. I do. Yeah, it's the Chris Nolan one, and I do like the Chris Nolan version better.
I don't, but it's also really good. It's also really good. The original is great and
the original is great, but I think there are key plot changes they make in the American. And one I will say definitively is The Departed is better than Infernal Affairs. It just is.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I love Infernal Affairs. I love Infernal Affairs, but I think The Departed took it to a grander, more epic sort of way. I mean, he Scorsese
and had better needle drops.
Well, it's kind of not fair because it's just like, oh, this is just Scorsese making a movie with the loose plot of that. It really isn't like a one-to-one. Yeah. Anyway, back to anything to not talk about this shit. He sees she's a vampire, and then is this a new vampire thing? Why is I understand that the sun hurts them. Why does the light in the surgery room hurt her?
Unless it's UV light, which is replicating.
I don't think it is. Yeah. But
I have no idea.
He clicks that surgical light on, and she goes, "Ah!"
Yeah, I know. And so Anna's like, I found this lady. There was a car wreck. Look at her. And he sees the bites on the neck, and he's like going, and she does freak out at the lights, and he's like, yeah, you brought me a vampire. And she goes, vampires? Those things don't exist. They're folklore. And what I love is...
Get ready for 4 scenes of Anna saying vampires aren't real, by the way.
And the next one is only about 3 minutes later.
Yeah.
And literally, she does the same. She goes, vampire. I'm like, oh, no. Aren't you aware you did the same line reading literally 3 minutes ago?
Nope. Dude, I don't even think he's watching these movies as they're making them, Nicolau.
Nope.
It just is like, yes, vampires,
And he's like, no, they are based in fact, and I know all about them. I've lived in this area for a long time, and they're real. Great.
I have to go to it, and I think I've done this on the other subspecies. There are fans out there, man. There are fans. I couldn't believe that Ted Nicolau could resurrect the evil master vampire Radu one more time and make it work. But he did!
Nobody said that.
S17 mil on
which, if you look at it in a mirror, says Ted Nicolau.
Oh, and then I see this here.
It's an Alucard Dracula.
I was going to say the next review comes from an Alucard.
Yeah.
Subspecies are the best vampire films, and Bloodstorm Subspecies 4 continues the excellence. 4 exclamation points on that one.
No.
This guy says, and by the way, I do this on the action shelf too. I know I'm presuming gender, but women and non-binary people of the world, I'm not sure that anyone's going to be offended by my assumption that reviews of terrible movies are men. But this person says, not only do they say it's the best franchise, but this guy goes, the 4th installment is probably the best one of the series.
Okay.
What are you latching on to?
This is what I need to say to that person.
Yeah.
What's that person's name again?
Let me get their handle so we can continue to shame them. Oh, I love their handle is just 80s.
Okay. 80s? This is Brendan Jones. Meet me at the bike racks after school. You and I need to have a little talk.
I got to say, even... And look, we host a show about monsters. We're huge fucking nerds. But when people really are rallying around the subspecies, it's like, okay, well, I'm not that. That's a nerd. If you're way into this mythos,
I don't know if it's a nerd. It's just someone who's completely non-discriminating.
They're just sort of going like, have you guys seen any number of other better vampire things? Like, let's say you like this aesthetic. Well, by God, man, have you seen like the Coppola Dracula? Like, I mean, you're gonna be fucking blown away by Gary Oldman, then, aren't you? Like,
I don't know, man. I will say. So this movie finally gets right what we all know, and that is every vampire, regardless of age or gender, is a sloppy fucking eater.
God
every
damn.
Single one in this movie. Even brand new vampires like our police detective from the last movie.
When they brought him back, I was like, oh my God.
And by the way, they even show a flashback. How does he become a vampire? He gets chunked in the shoulder.
I know.
But not bitten.
Man, but if we don't
and
get
yet
a part...
he picks up a rat and goes,
oh,
and it's all like blood down the face.
You didn't love that scene when he tries to eat the sandwiches like, ah!
Yeah, I hate a sandwich. Now I'll drink some seltzer water. I hate seltzer water. What's that, a rat? Oh, that's what I want.
And then, by the way, the cut from real rat to fake rat that he's biting is very glaring.
Seamless. Sorry.
No. I found it incredibly unrealistic. We obviously had a different read of that. So Denise Duff, Michelle, she's all freaked out, and the doctor going, hey, calm down. Radu can't come in here, right? We'd have to invite him in. Yeah, that's the thing
is Michelle wakes up and basically looks at Anna, the nice doctor lady, and says,
nice doctor.
No, your buddy's right. I'm totally a vampire. And I didn't want to be. And Radu turned me. And then she goes, Radu, he's also folklore. And basically it's like, shut the fuck up, Anna. She is a vampire telling you that Radu is real. And then she's like, I don't believe... Radu's been talked about for hundreds of years. He's also folklore. Oh, shut up. But yeah, so she's like, this is it, and I'm afraid of Radu because he's going to turn me into an evil vampire, and I'm still trying to be a good vampire. And that's when Dr.
This is when he says, yeah, Radu can't get in here. We also this is just a lot of exposition, and it's a lot of shit we already know, too, because now we're talking about the Bloodstone, and he's like, you've seen it? Because, of course, he immediately is like, Bloodstone, you say?
Yeah. And he's like, I have been working on ways to make vampires less vampire-y, and I can help you. And she's like, great. And she mentions the Bloodstone. He goes, that would really help me. You know where the Bloodstone is.
He hits her like with he's basically made sort of an HIV drug, right? Because he goes like, I can like settle it down, but I can't cure it, is what I have.
Right.
And then he goes, and if you get a little peckish, here's the bag of the red stuff, baby.
Yeah, and he basically says, I won't judge you. Go to town on it. And guess what? Denise Duff cashes that check. She sits up. She's going to be on this table for most of the movie, but she does sit up here, takes that blood bag, and just goes, and again, all down the front, because vampires don't worry about mess.
Ted Nicolau loves, like, blood-splattered mouths and down the fronts of people's... He loves all that shit.
Yeah.
He thinks that is so cool and messed up. I gotta say, my favorite review, I think, on here on IMDb is somebody whose review is mostly about how much they love the commentary track on the DVD, which I now kind of want to hear some of. But they talk about, like, he goes, Ted Nicolau was surprisingly candid about the problems of the film, including budget and some actors. And apparently Denise Duff's commentary was funny and at times a bit sarcastic. That I kind of want to hear. Is she pulling a Ben Affleck Armageddon commentary, which is still one of the... Have you ever heard the Ben Affleck Armageddon? He spends the whole time shitting on the movie, and it's so funny because he's just going... I think we're deep in the alcoholism at this point because people go, he sounds pretty fucking drunk on it. But it is him going, so I go up to Bay and I say, this plot is... You really tell me it's easier to teach oil drillers to be astronauts and astronauts to be oil drillers? And he goes, shut up, Ben. And he goes, look at that fucking helicopter. That cost $100,000 to land that helicopter. Can you believe the money they're spending on this? It's an amazing. Go on YouTube and type in Ben Affleck, and there's like a best of, like the Schwarzenegger ones too. There's like a best of Ben Affleck's Armageddon commentary. And he's going, look at this. Look at me trying to act this, man. Ugh. Love Affleck, man. I love that dude.
He loves you, but not as much as he loves J-Lo.
Well, few do. Few people love anything as much as Ben loves. I'm happy for them. I don't know either one of them, but if they found each other again, then that's nice.
Look. Don't be fooled by the rock she's got. She's still just Jenny from the block.
Yeah. Now I know you and I don't fully agree on this, but I think he was a fool to let Jennifer Garner get away. But that's
I like Jennifer Garner. Got no problem with Jennifer Garner.
We've talked about this. I love Jennifer Garner.
I hate her as Elektra. That was a nightmare.
That's miscasting. That's not that she. I mean, she just was wrong for that. But
I like her. I don't know where you got that idea.
I thought maybe it was somebody else I was talking to who said like.
I think that I don't find her as attractive as some people who just thought that in her prime she was unbelievably hot, and I was like,
I think she's still a gorgeous woman at like 50 too.
And I really want to watch Party Down, but I don't have Stars or Showtime or whichever one it's on.
It's on Stars. I can't wait for the new Party Down.
Yeah, I think it's already started.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet though.
Oh, okay.
And by the time people are hearing this, it's long over.
Yeah,
of course. Anyway, back to this. Once again, anything not to talk about this. Radu, though, Oh boy, everybody put their hands together when Radu does his famous shadow walk into town. Here he goes, folks. It's the Radu shadow power, baby.
And here's the thing.
Radu on the town, baby.
This isn't too off from vampire mythology, but apparently Radu has been reinvigorated because, like, every time Michelle, is that her name? Yeah, yes, Denise Duff's character. Yeah, Michelle, when she freaked out at the lights or whatever, that's Radu could sense her. It was like setting off an alarm. So Radu's like, somewhere around here, I'm coming for her. I'm coming for Michelle. So that's why he's tracking her down.
Yeah. So yeah, he's an uncommon baby. It's Radu time.
John, you need to slow that down by about 10 times.
I know. I my impression of him is a little bit more of a party Radu. I think you have a more accurate Radu. I like this take where he's like,
coming, Michelle.
I'm coming to party.
You will be mine.
Can I once again just call out? I was almost saying shout out, but it's a call out. Our friend Elliot Lewis for sicking this horrible franchise on us. We were going to totally ignore
all
this
the way through.
And they're going to be on the show in a couple of weeks, and they're going to get a fucking earful about this.
I went through this movie going, I never would have watched any.
Nope.
I think years ago I did watch the first Subspecies.
Yeah, I've never seen any of them. I was always aware of them. Like I said, it's a total VHS
but Elliot
on a shelf.
Elliot literally
who I love. Elliot's one of my favorite people, but my God.
It's like our podcast is a house, right?
Yes.
And we had a guest over.
Yeah.
But the guest came over, dropped a huge turd in the middle of our house.
Yeah.
And then said, you got to deal with it, and then walked out.
Oh, because Elliot goes, I got to be on the first one, but then I'm not doing any more. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, we'll be here doing the rest of the 18 sequels.
Thank God, man. We are out of them, at least until we catch up with modern day. But don't worry, we still have another Howling sequel in the chamber.
Okay, so Radu shows up looking for his lady.
Hey, anybody seen my girlfriend?
Doesn't he find that hospital pretty quick, and then he's like, it has a cross on it?
No, first first he goes to Ash for refuge because he goes,
oh right,
I need sanctuary.
This means he's in Bucharest. He's actually
Bucharest,
gone to,
baby.
He's left Transylvania and his castle behind. Now he's in Bucharest to check in with his old.
I thought the whole thing was in Bucharest because I thought the car crash happened in Transylvania, but I thought the hospital was in Bucharest. Am I wrong about this?
No, I think the hospital's in Bucharest, but Radu was not in the hospital.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Radu comes from Transylvania to Bucharest. The movie starts
in Transylvania, but then the rest of the movie is Bucharest.
Right, yeah. But Radu shows up.
We don't ever go back to Radu's castle. We're all in Ash's underground
He's like,
hideout.
Hey, Ash, what's been going on? And
we're supposed to be like, oh, fuck, it's Ash! It's a shared universe!
And he goes, oh, master, you're totally welcome. I've been looking after your place for you. I turned it into a brothel. It's been very successful. And he's like, that's good. You got any nookie for me?
I do.
And Ash is like, well, yeah, we got Immortal you can play with. He goes, no, I think I'm going to take your girlfriend.
Yeah. I love the idea of Ash going, oh, Radu, it's good news. All the businesses are booming. I've really made some great investments with our vampire money.
Yeah. And he's like,
sort of a British guy, Ash, right? He's
But Radu is just like, yeah, I don't care. Is there kind of, can I get with somebody?
And this is an example of all the Ash stuff where I'm going like, oh, right. Like the fact that I have any recall for this franchise is just me going like, oh God, that's right. I forgot he was running like a brothel or a casino or some shit.
At the very beginning when Michelle is like, they unzip the body bag and she starts freaking out. All I could think was she just realized it's 4 years later and she's still in fucking Bucharest in a body bag. That's Denise Duff just going, oh my God, it's been 4 years and I am still playing Michelle in the body bag.
The guy who plays Ash is in the Fantastics movie? That's interesting.
Well, maybe she can sing.
Him? Ash?
Or maybe he can sing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's a Broadway guy. I looked him up because I thought that
he's a stage
guy. Vampire Journals is horrible.
I don't
that
think
guy is a stage guy.
Yeah, because looking at, he's done a lot of musicals and stuff.
Yeah.
He's probably pretty good. I mean, once again, it's not like you watch this and go like, oh man, if somebody else was doing this part's going to be shit no matter what. He's not good. But I don't think it's his fault that this character is terrible. And in this one, he's like, I'm doing a cameo to tie the universe together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will say,
and he really does. He ties it all together, just like the rug in Lebowski's place.
That rug really tied the room. My favorite is when Walter says it. Like Walter even knew that rug really tied the room together, dude. Another better movie. Another way better movie.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he goes, but I love Radu going like, yeah, so I'm just going to take over here now.
Yeah. Though he has to be a little bit coaxed. Like at the beginning, he's just like, I just need a place to crash while I get Michelle. I've got the Bloodstone.
Sure, baby, whatever you want.
I'm glad you're doing well with the brothel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your protege. So he takes whatever her name is, Serena or whatever.
So, yeah, I think
she's also Serena. From Vampire Journals.
But is it the same actress?
It is.
So it is. Man, that shows you she made absolutely no impression on me in that or here.
Yep.
Nothing.
But here, Radu takes
boring.
her, and then basically, he's not getting down with her. He's just like, hey, baby, you want a little bit of the Bloodstone? She's like, hells yeah, I've always wanted to sample that.
Well, this starts Serena's Lady Macbeth.
Which, that could be a plot point, but the thing that is ridiculous is it just keeps flip-flopping. Like, here she's like going, you're back and you're my master's master.
Yeah.
So if we take care of Ash, if we get him out of the way, you and I can just take all this stuff. And Radu's like, you're dangerous, baby. Oh, and then he's like, I like you.
Daddy like. I thought it was really weird when he said daddy like. I thought, that's
yeah, it was a little anachronistic. It's like, how old are you, Radu?
Oh, yeah, baby. Radu, gonna get some. No, it is, yeah. Oh, and didn't she betray Ash again in Vampire Journals, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, I think probably. So, but here, she's willing to betray Ash, and then when Radu basically says, I don't need you or want you, then she's like, hey, Ash, we can overthrow Radu. And Ash is like, oh, that's a pretty good idea. And then at the end, she's like, oh, Radu, me and you against Ash. This is stupid.
I like,
you like anything in this movie? That's
pretty amazing. I was going to say, I like the idea of her playing all sides against the middle. It's just not executed well. It does seem like she's it doesn't seem like she's manipulating all sides, so she comes out on top. That would be a way. And here it's just sort of like, I guess I'm over here now, and over here now, and over there. And just, yeah, it doesn't.
That's all it is.
Because on paper, like I said, the idea of like, well, no, this movie doesn't work. There's nothing here that's interesting.
No, nothing works.
Like, I'm just talking about, like, that could be a cool character motivation in a completely different thing.
Yeah, no. And basically Radu, when he returns to Ash, says, yeah, she's pretty awesome. You can have her back now. Also, speaking of that, I am taking everything back. I want all the money, the brothel, all that. It's now mine. And you need to give me back the Sword of Laertes. And he's like, the Sword of the Vampire Slayer? He's like, yeah, I know you stole it from me. Like he says, you stole it from me in the Black Death. And here I'm sitting there going, Nicolau, look at a little bit of a history book or what. How old is Radu supposed to be? And Ash isn't as old as Radu.
Well,
you're talking the Black Death. Are you saying that 14th century?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck yeah, man. Because get ready for that Subspecies 5, because we got young Ash in there, and we're back in medieval times.
I honestly thought Ash came later. I know Radu went all the way back to medieval times.
No,
I just didn't think Ash went back that far, but I guess I'm wrong. Okay,
that's right.
I'm
Get
wrong.
ready to spend, as they say, spanning 500 years in the life of Radu. That movie will be.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No. You misread it. It said spending $500 on.
I will say it's interesting that old Anders Hove is still playing Radu in the past, but they got some young hunky guy to be Ash.
Oh, that's nice.
So what happened there?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't quite understand, but don't
Digital
worry.
de-aging.
No, not according to this poster.
What? I'm 28. What's your problem?
We lived tough back then. Here's a question. Will he talk like that as human, Radu? Will he still speak like this?
Oh my God! What if he tries to just do Anders Ho?
Because I was just gonna say, like this seemingly is gonna force him to play at least two versions of the character.
Who's replacing Angus Scrim as their dad, lead of the vampires?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
All right, I can't wait. Yeah. This is gonna be great,
dude. I cannot wait. Looks like expect a lot more Romanian people to just pop in.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna have a lot more money on this one.
No.
I love the idea that on the commentaries I said he's complaining about the budget. I'm sorry, you're making Subspecies 4 and you're going, why can't I get more money? Yeah. Charles Band, like you would ever expect Charles Band to give you any amount of money. And two, for Subspecies 4,
is, movie making is a fucked up business, but there really is a little bit of a meritocracy.
There is. I mean, it is a fucked up business, but I do think we always talk about this. If you really look at in the long run, talent does win out in the long run.
Yeah. People go, that guy may not have made a lot of money off his last one, but he deserved to because he's got a lot of talent. We put a little bit more money in it. That one paid off even better. Great.
Because I will say, one of the things I do like about Hollywood is they do love a redemption. They do love a comeback story, and I do too. I do like that a guy.
Well, again, watch out for Bloodstorm 5. Here we go. Subspecies 5.
It's going to be a real 5. What did I say it was? Blood
comeback
story. Who cares? Blood comeback.
Blood shit. Blood shit.
Oh, Blood Rise. Sure.
Okay, Blood Rise.
Dude, they're just putting blood in anything together. It doesn't matter. Hey, man.
Blood shake.
I'll tell you this.
Oh, which, by the way, is this seasonal flavor over at Burgerville.
And it's surprisingly good.
Blood shake.
Blood shake. I'm surprised, actually, that you know what? I did kind of like that zombie brain frappuccino that Starbucks had several Halloweens ago.
Never had it.
It was pretty
good.
It was caramel apple flavored. It was nice. It was nice, and they had done like pink whipped cream that kind of was brain-like. It was cute. It was fun.
I would have had that.
I love a caramel apple flavored thing. So
me too.
Yeah, it's the best,
including caramel apples.
I would say maybe especially caramel apples in terms of, so yes, back to this. Can we talk about this completely nothing character of this other non-vampire detective that's running around in this movie?
Nope.
What does he do? He's just there to go. I love the scene because we talked about the next scene is the guy waking up as a vampire and eating the rat. I love the next scene when the cops come in for the morning and they find him in the closet. He's all covered in blood and stuff. They're like, Jesus, man.
He's supposed to be like the police captain type guy who's like going, what's your problem? Why are you acting so weird? But meanwhile, there've been weird murders.
Yeah, he's trying to do the movie police captain thing of, I'm tired of your stuff. It's like, you found this guy crumpled up in a closet covered in blood. My concern isn't get your work together. It's more like, are you okay, man? You need to talk to somebody.
And have you murdered someone?
No, he's like, you got to get your shit together, man. That's a weird approach to take on this.
But also, why bring this detective character back for? Because he's only used for these weird little. They're supposed to be comedic beats, and they don't work at all. Basically, he's like adrift because Radu, who turned him, is not paying any attention to him until later in the movie. Brendan, basically, he eats a rat on his own. He wakes up in the police thing, and then he staggers out into the sun. He's like, the sun's killing me, and people on the street are like, leave this guy alone.
I mean, my stupidity if you're thinking this had any kind of story in it, but I thought he was going to go down like a Renfield path.
Yeah, I thought he was kind of like
the eating of the rat certainly had sort of the spider thing or whatever. I thought maybe that was going to be
right, but apparently he is another fledgling vampire, and Radu later in the movie actually looks at him as like going, "Hey, you're also one of my fledglings. How you doing, buddy?"
Yeah, they have fledglings. We don't really get a lot. There were some familiars in vampire journals. We don't really get familiars in Subspecies proper. There was that one familiar, the weirdest character in Vampire Journals, the woman who just wanted to manage the brothel and was like, dude, keep your vampire shit to a minimum.
Stop killing important people. You can kill the non-important people.
I will say, time and time again, that is the message to the vampires of these movies, right? It's like, stop drawing so much fucking attention to your vampirism, man.
Yes.
What are you
You know what prevents you getting staked? Is you not killing high-profile people.
It's really, they can't learn this lesson. Anyway, good Lord. Okay.
Do rich, important people taste better? Maybe that's it.
That's some first class. That's some white collar.
Oh, you can tell this person's been eating a lot of really good veal.
Oh no. This guy's had Wagyu recently. Wagyu, Radu, it adds up.
Then you add on top a little ragu.
Yes.
This sounds so yummy. We shouldn't be doing this when it's so close to lunch.
I do feel like every time before a take, they give Anders Holm one of those like pouches of powdered Kool-Aid to make that like. I feel like it's just like, here's your Kool-Aid, Anders, and he puts that into, because it's always just that stream of like syrupy red goo coming out of his mouth
Constantly.
And I am just going, like, boy, that really robs him of any kind of like authority.
I do like a vampire with a little chill, like that can pass amongst people.
I know, man. I know your fucking Lugosi's are boring to today's crowd, but man, that guy had a swagger about him.
There's a scene, and I think it's actually pretty much coming up, where Radu is walking down the street at night.
He's got his hood up.
Comes up to a bum and steals the bum's coat.
Yes, that's where he gets the hood up. Yeah,
and he doesn't kill the guy. He just does like a little quip, like "I'll catch you next time" or something like. It's like whatever. He just I'm like, the bum just sits there like, "Why are you stealing my coat?" Yeah. Doesn't freak out at the 18-inch fingers. The fact that it's a fanged.
I can't believe that bum, because this thing is so hack. I can't believe they didn't bust out the look at Radu, look at the bottle, like,
and then toss the bottle. I mean, I gotta cut this shit out.
Dude, they fucking do that in Moonraker when James Bond drives a gondola up onto the street, and that was too much for that guy. Imagine
it was too much for that pigeon.
But yeah,
pigeon did a double take.
In that same scene, you also get a guy looking at the bottle and going, "I don't know what this is." And I'm going, that's nothing compared to seeing Radu. And by the way, these fingers are looking somehow cheaper in this one. They're waggling about.
Well, he also does mainly because he's much more prominent instead of just being in a few scenes.
There's too much of me in this one.
we see him grabbing stuff, and every time he does, we see the fingers like flex or bend like rubber.
Every time he tries to grab something, it's so sad to watch. He can't grip something. It's depressing, man.
That's why all the old vampires die off, is that they can't actually lift or pick up anything. Their fingers get too long.
He is entering a potential Mr. Burns level of weakness.
I'll throw quite a haymaker at you. Oh, my back.
I always go back to, please, I couldn't bear another thrashing. It's one of my favorite Mr. Burns lines. But and people just want to hear my favorite Mr. Burns lines. Here they are.
No, I know they do. I know.
Yeah. Beep, beep, out of my way. I'm a motorist. That's my favorite. All right, now we're on.
Moving along.
Yeah, all right. We've got Michelle, meanwhile, still lying on the table, and she's just going, you know what? You gotta fucking kill me. I don't want to be a vampire. Just kill me. And this doctor guy, Dr. Blood, is going, no. It'll be okay. We'll work it out. And then meanwhile, I'm just gonna go real quick date rape this doctor.
Man.
We're just doing it, man. We're just doing it.
Even if, and it is implied, that they had a romantic past, you don't bring your ex-girlfriend in, drug her, so she falls asleep on the couch, and then apologize, go like, I'm sorry. I know you're out of it, and you're not going to hear me say this, but I'm really sorry for what I'm about to do.
Boy, that is there much creepier than apologizing to the unconscious woman you're about to take advantage of?
Especially when you look like this guy. And then he uses a little bladey blade to he pokes her thigh so she starts to bleed, then he starts sucking blood out of her thigh.
It's not a literal rape, but it's a violation.
Hottest scene.
But it is. It's exactly the thing you're talking about with the way the age of this actor, the way they've styled him. When was this woman ever consensually interested in doing him? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because he doesn't, he said you could have the professorial thing, but he doesn't have that vibe.
No, he doesn't. And also, unless he looked completely different back then, you're not scoring the cutie. You're just not.
I love the idea of her going, I was into you before you got that haircut.
I'm being nice to you right now, but I can't stop staring at that real disaster of a haircut.
And this guy, do you get the sense this guy was going for sort of a Peter Lorre kind of vibe? Was kind of what I was.
Well, I mean, in a way, but I think it's a combination of his natural accent.
But I guess
his weird look, his buggy eyes.
Any creepy little weirdo goes kind of back to Peter Lorre. He sort of cornered the market on that.
It's true.
And really,
he starts whistling "Hall of the Mountain King," and someone puts an M on the back of his coat.
Fucking amazing movie, man.
Oh, Good Lord, do I love that movie.
I will take any Fritz Lang movie over this. Any single one.
Yes.
All of his movies. Even the worst Fritz Lang movie is light years ahead of this.
Of course.
And I don't even know what that is off the top of my head. I can't say I'm encyclopedic about his movies, but I love him.
Well, a lot of people say when he came to Hollywood and started making English language, he's very hit or miss. That's later career.
That's true, but some of those hits really hit, man.
I know. He did Fury with Spencer Tracy. Oh, I'm sorry. We're off on a thing. All right.
That's my bad for Peter Lorre. And can I just also mention in that same boat Dwight Fry also. Yeah.
Dwight Fry.
Come on, man. The underappreciated creepy guy of his day.
We try to bring him back anytime because Dwight Fry was a real great one.
Us and Alice Cooper are trying to keep that memory alive.
Yeah, that's right.
I love that Alice Cooper Dwight Fry song.
I know you do.
This is not the first time Alice Cooper has come up on this show, and he's very happy to be mentioned on Monster Shows. So
I think that this is the kind of podcast he would listen to.
I like to think I don't. I feel like,
or at least up to a certain point, because I can't imagine him listening to us talk about Subspecies.
He goes, I'm a big Subspecies fan, man.
I love the idea that he's like going, 90s was started, I'm out.
Here's the thing. I feel like the wall that would be tough for us to scale is just getting word to him. But if we actually were able to talk to Alice Cooper, he would come on the show.
Yeah.
Same thing with him or Rob Zombie. If we could actually get to them, they'd be happy to talk to us, I bet. All right. Anyway. Okay. Who's the guy, too, with all the fucking Universal stuff? What band? There's one of the guys from...
the guy from Metallica.
Yeah, yes.
He has guitarist from Metallica whose name I can't remember, but that guy has put out a book that is just his horror movie memorabilia.
Dude, I am always so jealous.
I'm crazy jealous.
I know. That guy's awesome. And I like Metallica, too. So,
there you go. I just like how unabashed he is. It's a thing. Yeah. I always love it when it's a cool guy who's not by the way, I'm a total nerd.
Because I'm the guitarist for Metallica. What are you going to... You can't doubt the cool, so then you can be as nerdy as you fucking want.
He's like, I now have every Dracula toy that's ever been made around the world.
It's why It's why Ben Stiller can have a collection of old Star Trek props. He's going, I'm Ben Stiller. You're not going to fuck with me, man. I'm a movie star. And you're like, it's true. Who's going to be like, you fucking nerd?
Yeah.
Although if you've seen the Ben Stiller show, that's one.
Isn't it Dana Gould has doesn't he have the Planet of the Apes statue?
He's got the Lawgiver statue in his backyard.
The Lawgiver statue in his
and he's
backyard.
got like a bunch of the original masks and stuff. He is the biggest Planet of the Apes nerd.
Yep.
And I love those movies too. We'll get back to Subspecies, but just one recommendation, people.
We'll get back to Subspecies after just a moment.
Just type in Dana Gould Dr. Zaius into YouTube, and all of his appearances as Dr. Zaius are the funniest. I love that is what his career has become.
Yeah.
He dresses up as Dr. Zaius and does comedy bits.
Perfect.
They're all hilarious. Okay. So, let's see, where are we here? We did the drugging scene. Yeah, just like, we got through that rape scene. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another forgettable character. This other doctor at the hospital.
Yes. Who is not a vampire, but is an assistant to Dr. Blood Nicolau, whatever
and he's
his
the
name
guy
is.
going like, yeah, man, we got the steaks, we got the thing, we got the bottles of holy water.
Oh yeah. To explain, basically, Dr. Blood / Dr. Nicolaus, whatever his name is, he is all jazzed about meeting Michelle, who has drunk from the Bloodstone and is a Radu fledgling. Because this means this is like, a great opportunity, because this doctor, who is a vampire but doesn't want to be, and is working with his human assistant, his mortal assistant, to come up with a cure or something. They decide, we're going to use her for bait, Michelle for bait. Yeah. We're going to get Radu in here. We're going to finally put Radu down, and we'll get the Bloodstone, and we will live like kings.
I gotta say, it's a sad day for your supervillain vampire when he just shows up at a gate and literally, like, a nurse comes in and goes, "Yes, doctor, there's a Radu outside to talk to you."
Yeah, and he's like, "Let me in." And he's like, "Nope, not gonna do it."
Hey, he goes, knock. Can Radu come in?
He goes, "I want Michelle," and the doctor goes, "Well, we want some of that Bloodstone, yo." And he goes, also leads not going to happen.
This leads me to a whole question about the vampire mythos of this, right? Because of course, famously, the whole thing about vampires have to be invited in, right?
Yeah,
but to a hospital. But apparently, if you put a gate up, then it knocks them out again.
Well,
because they can walk into like public spaces, but this isn't a public space.
I don't think it's a public hospital.
It's a private clinic.
Yeah, Anna, the lady, nice lady doctor. She actually says very early, like, this isn't a hospital, but I do know a brilliant scientist guy.
Yeah.
And so I think this is a private clinic.
Yeah.
And his experiments have all been about life extension.
Sorry, Radu. Can't come in. It's private. No Radu allowed.
Dave's not here, man.
You know what I love about our show? That is not the first nor the second Dave's not here reference on this show.
No.
That's what you get when you listen to this show.
Classic counterculture comedy from the 60s and 70s.
But it's literally, it's like the No Homer Club on The Simpsons, right? It's like, it's the No Radu Clinic. Damn. And there's just something so, and I understand it is the club, but just the way it's presented, him standing there and just going like, if only for this gate.
God damn it.
But so they do let him in, because he basically goes like, well, I'll give you the girl if you give me the Bloodstone. And he's like, oh, well, okay. But it's they're both gonna fuck each other over is basically the thing, right? They're both sort of being. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
But yeah, when they bring Radu in, they just, who are all these guys all of a sudden who surround him and they've got lights on him
and but like spears apparently going, it's like he fell for our trap. We did let him in, but we've been prepared, and that's when, the guys spring out with the UV lights, and he's like, that really hurts.
I was waiting for a net to drop on him. That's what it felt like was going to happen.
Yeah, we already saw the vampire doc and his assistant filling wine bottles with holy water from some holy order.
This is the thing about this is my shit. We know how much I love monster killing weapons, but this is so boring.
Dr. Blood pops out wearing shades, which is protecting him from the UV light, and he's using the wine bottles to toss holy water on Radu.
Also, Brendan, his future's so bright, he's got to wear shades.
Oh my God. I study nuclear science. I love my classes. I got a crazy teacher who cuts ladies' thighs and drinks blood from them. Things are going great, and they're getting only better.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yes, that is true. His future's very bright, and Radu is on the ground, writhing and being hurt. And he's like, "At last, we have you where we want you." And now we're gonna stick this big old pike, which they call a stake. It's literally a pike.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking at. I can see the fucking thing, man.
Yeah,
I have eyes.
You know, it has metal blades on the end of it. That makes it not a stake.
Inherently not a stake. Have you guys seen other vampire movies? I don't. Man, but we are so far away from the days of the ground. I take back everything I've said about even the bad Hammer movies, because they are light years ahead of this. I'll take any of those Karnstein movies over this shit.
Oh, man, of course.
All day, every day. There was a level of professionalism at play.
I want to hear that song, Strange Love. I want to hear that again.
I did. There is some line in it. We were talking about the future so bright. There was some point where somebody says blood science in this, and all I can think is blood science.
Yeah, that was the original title.
That's how you have to watch this movie, though, because you can't take any of this seriously.
You can't.
That's why I totally see why Riff Tracks went after these, because they're so self-serious.
Yep.
That all you can do is mock them. There's like when I click the 10-star thing, I'm just expecting all the reviews to be like, got together with my buds and had some beers and made fun of this thing. If that was how people were talking about it, right on. This is a total like bad movie party.
But there's you writing notes. Here's me at home losing precious moments of my life. Watching this without the benefit of drugs or alcohol.
Well, that's a problem. You got two sober guys like us watching it. We're always
wow, we are getting nothing out of this.
Boy, when you watch a Subspecies movie, it is like, well, maybe I should be drinking.
Yeah. No. All I can sit there is going, oh, we've made so many mistakes in my life.
I will say the few times I have drank to any degree, I would have just fallen asleep during this. That's already what happens to me, and this wouldn't help.
Yep, no.
Yeah, that's another thing about the alcohol. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't really get any of the fun side effects. I just go right to sleep pretty much.
Oh, well, I do struggle with insomnia, so maybe it's time to become an alcoholic.
I think your 50s is right about the time you should really be hitting the booze hard.
Yeah, there we go.
That's where most people agree. That's when the body can really take it. So, Radu wakes up. Oh, hold on here. Radu wakes up. What the fuck? Radu.
I don't remember what happened after they staked him to the ground.
I'm trying to see what the fuck is going on in this movie. Okay.
Some guy did a thing.
Radu. I forgot about it. He goes, I could give you a taste of the Bloodstorm. There was something funny about him just going, come on, take a little taste. Huh?
Yeah, you want a little bit of that?
No.
And he actually does that about 2 or 3 times with different people in this movie.
Here's where character motivations make no sense to me. Michelle comes out and saves him because she's like, no, my master. What, lady?
Yeah,
you're reaching Asia Argento levels of flip-flopping in that Phantom movie.
I mean, this is also typical of movies where it's about, I want to be good, but that is my vampire master, so when I'm within range, it's like, I must protect them, for they are my master.
That's my reaction. That's my reaction.
No, it's a legit reaction. That's totally legit.
Because I'm just going, because it's so lazy and just going like, well, we've basically defeated Radu. How can he get out of this? I don't know. She'll just suddenly completely change her mind about how she feels about him,
Yeah, and she flip-flops as much as Serena, only she seems to be flip-flopping without any autonomy. She's literally just like, I don't have a choice.
Can I tell
I'm good, now I'm bad. I'm bad, now I'm good.
Well, here's one thing. What if we sense that there's some sort of mind control or something he's putting to her? Just anything. But it's just, they don't give a fuck about this. Like, the writing, it's the thing that's strange to me about Nikolau's writing, right? There's a lot of things. But one of the things is how much he's invested in, like, mythos, but then so not emphasizing detail at all.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
so weird. He's so like hyper. This is that, and he's the master here. But then it's like, well, why does she do that? I don't know. Who fucking cares?
Yeah,
it's so weird to be.
I don't know who fucking cares
to be that, because normally I feel like guys who are this obsessed with mythos. My problem is I find their movies boring because they get lost in world building and it's too many rules. Here, his rules don't make any sense. It's just so weird. And yet. He's made 5 feature films of this, amongst others, and I've made none, so...
Don't go down that road. It's not a good road.
Yeah, because, it is sort of one of those things where it's like, yes, he's made films, but I don't want to work for Charles Band. I'm sorry.
No.
Like,
I know.
I'm in no position to turn down Puppet Master 24.
Charles Band doesn't have the kind of, it doesn't have the same appeal as, I worked for Corman in the classic days.
No, I would.
In other words, you can't point to someone that said, he came out of Full Moon, now he's great.
Dude, I'd happily work for Troma.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
But at least there's a sense of humor to Troma. It doesn't have the self-serious, and that's the thing that drives me insane. Troma's trash, but they're like, yeah, it's trash.
Yeah,
I can at least get on that wavelength. I don't necessarily want to watch their movies, at least not these days. I mean, I love give me a classic Toxic Avenger. Sure, I'll enjoy that.
Yep.
Up to a point, you know.
Up to a point.
I mean, it overstays its welcome into sequels, but it's like
I have not revisited it.
I haven't seen it in a long
years
time.
and years.
When was the last time you sat down for Tromeo and Juliet, the directorial debut of our boy James Gunn?
Probably when it came out.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it since.
I mean, but that's a perfect example of like, yeah, you're like, oh, James Gunn came out of Troma. All these people came out of Corman. You don't hear about this guy started with Charles Band and now he's making Marvel movies. No, you kind of stay there.
I could be the next Ted Nicolau.
Yeah, Ted Nicolau is not interviewing for the Blade movie, you know?
He is not. And I know he wishes he had.
Oh, God, yeah. He didn't do Mordred, did he?
Dr. Mordred?
Because I'm just saying, like, that was obviously their sort of
attempt to be a comic book movie.
Yeah, at one point they did actually have the rights to Doctor Strange.
Oh God!
Did you know? Oh no, Charles Band directed that himself. Because that was the thing. They had the rights, then lost them, but then just took the script they had written for it and called it Dr. Mordred. But it literally was a Doctor Strange movie.
Well, it's not a. You look at it, and it is basically what you'd expect of a bargain basement Doctor Strange.
But Jeff Combs is doing the work, man.
He's doing the work.
He's doing the work. Actually, they just did that on the most recent season of MST3K. They did Dr. Mordred.
Oh, I bet it's good.
It's very good. Yeah. All right. So let's see. So Michelle saves him because this is also stupid stuff. I forget. They pin him to the ground, and the doctor goes, "Decapitation is too quick a death for you. We'll just leave you here overnight, pinned to the ground to burn." I'm like, well, that's dumb. Don't do that.
That's typical Bond villain stuff.
It is.
I'm going to explain my plan and give you enough time to escape.
Yeah, but that's baked into the thing, and Bond isn't a supernatural creature who could, So
every villain, if they have the hero in a tight spot or reverse, just kill them immediately. Just kill them.
But then it's so insane. She saves him, and he goes away. Well, by the way, she escapes her restraints by she turns into shadow form.
Oh, yeah. She finally does that. That's refreshing.
We love that. Love all that shit, because Ted Nicolau saw that Coppola Dracula.
That's all it is, because that didn't even pop up in his movie until after that. He's
no, it's the second movie that he starts that in doing after, and he's just like, ooh, I can do that.
He's like, that costs nothing.
Duh. Yeah, man. It's just like, yeah, it does, but Coppola knows how to make a film. But then it's crazy because she lets Radu go.
Sure.
But then the protege woman, Serena, shows up and goes, "I can get you to Radu." What?
Yeah.
And the whole thing, what is this deal about the whole thing about, like, no vampire can kill Radu. It has to be a mortal. And for some reason, it has to be this nice doctor lady.
That is so it's something that they just state and never explain, because literally you have Anna, the nice doctor lady, who is, like we said, very cute but terrible actor.
Well, and
they go, and she herself says to Serena, like, why not Dr. Blood? I mean, his whole thing is about killing Radu, and she's like, no. It has to be you.
It has to be
because you have the fire.
But
you have what it takes.
The even more insane thing is the other doctor guy then goes, well, how about me? And they're like, no, not you. No explanation as to why not him.
No, not you. It's got to be her.
It's got to be this lady.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like, oh, what? What is this, an age thing? Is this a this is sexism.
This is sexism. What is this, some sort of women's lib thing? And we look at the date. Oh, this was made in 1976.
If he had said, what is this, some kind of women's lib thing, I would have lost it, man.
Oh, of course.
Oh, I see how it is. Ladies looking out for each other.
Sisters are doing it for themselves.
I get it, whatever.
But also we find out this is going to be yet another weird double cross by Serena, because she does intend Anna to go to Radu and kill him, but the key that she gives her to get into Radu's
doesn't
grip,
make any sense. The key only works
is a one-way key.
Yeah, that's how keys work, right? It's a one-way key. What?
That she will be able to get in kill Radu if she can, but the thing is she won't be able to escape, which means Serena will have conquered Radu somehow.
Oh, yeah,
and
man.
then she and Ash will be happy, and I don't know.
Once he talks about, then we can eat her. Won't that be fun? Like, I guess, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Whose side are you on, lady? Because then we know, because Vampire Journals, of course, in classic shared universe, takes place after this. This is getting as complicated a timeline as the Fast and Furious movies.
What? It does?
Well, it has to, because Ash dies in Vampire Journals.
Oh my god!
But he gets killed by the Sword of Laertes in that.
So I guess he gets the Sword of Laertes back from Radu.
They both die. Both Serena and Ash die in that.
Yeah, you're right.
So it has to be before. This has to be before that.
Dude, you're really fucking with my head.
Well, he gets
the
Sword of Laertes back because Radu dies in this. So I guess he just takes it back.
I guess so. Oh, okay. All right, I'll take that.
It doesn't make any sense, really.
Okay.
This didn't have to be Ash. He's just stupidly like this.
No.
Masturbatory, like for him.
I want this universe.
And literally, I imagine Ted Nicolau is masturbating as he's writing this, going, "Oh, they're all in the same universe, man."
Man, you have some weird fantasies, but okay, whatever. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
That's what that's me. I'm just sitting around going, I bet Ted Nicolau's jerking off writing this.
He's probably listening to us right now talking about his movie and jerking off.
I would be curious if he
they're confused about
by the
continuity.
Way, open invitation for Ted. I would love it if Ted Nicolau came on here to defend these movies.
Defend them and explain them.
Yeah. Oh, and the best would be if we went, oh, now okay, yeah.
Holy shit, now I get it. And then we're writing reviews on Amazon going, this thing's amazing.
The thing about him being candid on the commentary, though, makes me think he's a guy going like, well, my script was great before Charles Band fucked it up with the budget and stuff, you know. I'm sure he's a guy going, I'm telling you, man, if you saw the original cuts of these things.
Listen, in the original Romanian, this is fucking Shakespeare. It's the translation. That's fucking this up.
It's fucking Josh Trank talking about Fan Forstic going, if you had seen the first cut, it was one of the best superhero movies. You're like, I doubt it. I doubt it, sir.
I don't know. Release the Trank cut.
He was trying to get that started, and there was just no takers. Because Justice League, you could at least go, oh, I see where the pieces are. With that, there's nothing to farm from this. There's no good to mine out of this. This is best forgotten by time. All right.
Yep.
So let's see here. What is the point of this scene here where Michelle is praying in front of a church and then just starts biting this lady? I guess it's all about her tortured, you know.
Yeah, she doesn't want to hurt. And then this nice lady comes over and instead of like going, you're vampire, she's being really sweet. Like, you seem to be lost or you need food or shelter or something. So she's trying to help Michelle. And then Michelle's like, God damn it, I can't help my vampireness, and then bites the hell out of this lady. Yeah. That could be effective because Radu shows up immediately going,
well, this is where he shows up in that homeless guy's coat.
Yeah, and he's like, you think you're so good, but look what you just did to that old lady. And then the scene repeats itself. Literally, she's like, no, I'm not going to be like you. Yeah. And then they come upon a couple, and then she jumps on the guy in the couple, and Radu jumps on the girl in the couple, and they're both killing two people, and it's like, damn it, I just can't. One thing, how much blood does a vampire need in a night? Because she just drained an old lady. She's like, I just can't stop. Now I need this hunky man's blood.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing that different vampire movies play fast and loose with. Like how much is gets you to satiated, and what happens if you go past that?
If you're Michelle, I'm sorry, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. She's sitting there going, I could do one more plate. I could do one more plate.
Because I know. Hey, load me up with some of those egg rolls. I could have another round.
You know what? Put the lasagna next to the egg rolls because I like to trip around the world.
Hell yeah, man.
You got any curry?
I'm a world eater.
Mix.
Just like Galactus, I'm a world eater.
Put the curry right next to the enchiladas.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
I am hungry. Now, I don't want to eat those things, but again, it's always that thing of like, we're past my lunch.
Yeah, we're always
Let's wrap this nonsense up.
Well, good, because the movie's, I mean, and the movie's almost over, folks, and what a story they've told so far.
No,
there is nothing. Basically, I mean, you said at the end, basically, nothing happens in this film.
Nothing happens. Michelle is found. Radu finds her.
This was I was just thinking of 80s songs with jokes, because they talk about the doctor. Oh, this is their explanation for why he can't be the one to kill Radu, because he altered himself with science, and that was when I went to. She altered me with science.
Beep boop boop. She altered me with science. I've been altered by science several times.
That's a very comic booky line that I like, that he's altered himself with science.
And you're like, does that mean he took an over-the-counter sleep aid or something? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he altered himself with science. I'm like, so did Dr. Bruce Banner, but I don't... Dr. Bruce Banner. Dr. David Banner. Altered himself
that whole thing
with science.
Yeah, altered himself with science. Now he turns into a Hulk, and he's on the run because people think he killed himself.
Right. Gorgoni was always obsessed with the wording of running from a crime he can't prove he didn't commit. It's like, no, that's not how the court system works.
Yeah,
it's not on you to prove you didn't commit a crime.
Plus, you know what would prove it is if you walked in and said, "I'm not dead."
Yeah,
it's like, oh, okay, you didn't kill. Oh, okay,
it's
all right.
It's his own murder that he's accused of. Yeah, no, hilarious. But he definitely killed. Oh fuck, what's her name? Susan Sullivan?
He didn't kill her. She died in the collapse.
But I mean, I guess that's the charge he's afraid of. He obviously can prove he didn't kill himself, but they'll just say, no, you totally killed Castle's mom.
Yeah, Susan Sullivan.
Great. All right, so whatever. Let's get out of here. We do finally get another drugging scene. Only this time, Anna wakes up as the guy's going to town on her.
Yeah.
And she's like,
he does it again. She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
He really tries to go, no. Let me explain.
Oh, also, I can't remember if it was before or after this. I think it was before this.
It doesn't matter.
She figured out he was a vampire because she stumbles down the hallway.
Yes.
Oh, is this where this happens? She opens the door and he's inside of a bedroom draining a topless lady.
Yes,
and then she's like,
she doesn't wake up to him draining her. It's him drinking another lady.
And he's like, no. She's this is consensual.
Yeah,
she's totally into it. And I never kill anybody. I am a vampire. Don't want to be one.
Don't want to be. That's the thing, man. It's a curse. So
that lady's fine. Don't you worry about it.
This is a real, so you can't be mad at me situation.
I may have stabbed you in the thigh and drunk a little of your blood, but look, you're fine, right?
Yeah,
not a problem.
You're feeling just fine.
Maybe I drugged you just so you wouldn't, say no.
It is like she sees this as like, oh my God. Then she's like, oh my God, there was something in my drink, wasn't there? Well, yeah. You know how it is.
This is not a good look for Dr. Blood. And
by the way,
sort of from this point on, people are calling him Dr. Blood, and that's never explained. Like,
you know
he's
why?
Called normal name.
You know why?
And then
because
suddenly they call him Dr. Blood.
Nicolau is never going back. He's only just charging forward when he writes these scripts.
Yeah, that's true. He never looks at the previous pages.
He's just like, wouldn't it be cool if he was called Dr. Blood? I haven't been calling him that. Oh, whatever. I'll start now.
Oh, he's like, oh, no, that's too good. All right, that's it. From now on. Dr. Blood.
By the way, better movie to watch, Captain Blood with Errol Flynn. Go watch that, folks.
Holy shit, watch Captain Blood.
Great movie. All right. So yeah, he's just going like, he's like, I may be a vampire, but listen. I want to be human. So it's cool. Mm-hmm. And this leads me to, by the end of this movie, how am I supposed to feel about Dr. Blood? Because it seems like
this movie keeps trying to do a psych out with you, like you're trusting him now. But I think now you're not. Now you are. Now you're not.
I think we're ultimately meant to land on pro Dr. Blood.
I think you are supposed to land on pro. Well,
I'm not, because I can't look past the date raping.
Damn.
Especially when there are. Well, also we're just taking his word for it that woman is consensually letting him drink her. So
that's true, and we don't know that she survives because she never says a word, and
you better believe she's got her tits out. That's all that matters, man.
She does, yeah. Because that's the ratio. I mean, that was in the contract for this movie.
It's a real whatever you want, honey, just as long as you take your top off.
Here you go. You got a credit now.
Yeah, there you go. That's the stuff. All right, so they go. All right, let's go kill Radu while we're at it. So they gear up.
Let's do it.
They enter. They get into the dungeon. And then, of course, in classic fashion, they take fucking forever to sneak up and stake the sleeping Radu.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. Time and time again, we see this mistake. Where everybody's going, careful now. Careful. Oh, shit, he woke up and grabs the pike away from him.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Why does he... let's see. They go to stake him. He wakes up before.
Yeah,
they do.
the nice doctor lady tries. She's the one that fails. And then he's like, I'm totally gonna chomp on her. And Michelle, you're gonna help me chomp on her. And Michelle's like, I will, master.
I think we're to land anti-Dr. Blood, because he does go, here, Radu, just let me live. Take this lady, and he throws Anna towards him.
Yeah, he's like, you can have her. I just want some of that sweet bloodstone. That's right.
And he's like, all right, for one hot girl, you get one drop.
Yep.
From the Bloodstone.
The Bloodstone, it's right there.
I can't do the real Radu voice for very long. That's the thing.
No, I'm impressed that Mr. Man can. It's too scratchy at the back of the throat.
It's real. You can feel it. I can feel it ripping up my throat. Like, it really is. But I don't know. Have I seen Anders Hove in anything else? I don't think so. But I'm just curious. Like, what is this real speaking? I'm sure I can find it in there.
What if he actually does sound like that? He's like, I don't know why I got the part originally.
When they told me about Radu,
I said, I get this guy.
Yeah.
I am this guy.
He takes a Nicolas Cage Superman approach. I see him as a lone samurai.
Oh my God.
Radu. So yeah. And then we get the inspector guy who's been turned into a vampire, comes in. He just gets his fucking head chopped off, because who cares? That character doesn't mean anything. Radu gets him with the sword of Laertes.
He basically hid in a crypt for a little bit, and he shows up and he's like, oh, I'm a vampire, Radu. And Radu's like, oh, good on you, buddy, you're fledgling, but don't worry, he's gone now, we don't have to worry about it.
And then the other doctor was basically told, you just wait here with the car.
Yep.
As we go in, he gets killed by Serena. She bites him, and blood sprays everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, once again, it's like, I like vampire weapons. I like the vampire gore, but it's, as you're talking about, it's clumsy vampire gore. It's not cool, like, oh man, that's fucked up horror gore or something like that. It's also weird.
So overdone, as in it's every murder, every death.
Yes.
That you get numb to it. You're like, you're not shocking your audience. What you're doing is making them go,
because we were just last week we were talking about how much we love how bloody all the kills in Blade are, but they're really effectively done when they sort of choose to focus in on the horror of it, because the movie is such a go-go action movie that when it's like, oh shit, look at all that blood coming out of it.
Occasionally people turn into literal popping balloons full of blood, and you're like,
and it's comic
if that had been every murder in Blade, you would have gone, but they use it well and it works.
And it's bad because the other thing is, technically that movie has like arterial blood spray. This is just like a lot of blood slathered on someone's face. It doesn't really, you don't like feel the impact of, oh, they're tearing into this guy.
And it's just I don't want to eat with any of these people. No. Listen, there's a thing that Radu is extremely old. Yes, he started back in the medieval times.
Yeah.
But someone should just walk up to him and say, we call this a napkin, okay? This is called a napkin. Walk through that.
I do love the idea that it's just like, oh shit, Radu ordered ribs tonight. Oh fuck, he's gonna be a mess. Someone better clean me up. I need help.
What is it, St. Louis style? I wanted Texas style barbecue tonight.
How is your brisket prepared?
shit, we have to stop talking about this because I'm about to eat my own arm.
I am going like, you know what? Maybe I should order some barbecue.
Barbecue sounds so good.
Anyway. Yeah, so, Michelle refuses to drink Anna. And
Michelle, I mean, we all saw this coming. It's her gaining her independence. She's hypnotized for a little bit.
This lady.
And then she's like, no. And what's more, I'm using this, I don't know, I just picked up an axe.
Yeah.
Oh, your head's off, Radu. Yeah. Oops.
But Radu, before he's about to bite Anna, goes, I drink your doctor. I drink her up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
young Paul Thomas Anderson sat in the theater and goes, that's a good line.
He's like, it's finished.
Yeah. Oh, fucking, I love that movie. And the end
that
of
movie is great.
The end
Even
of that
at
movie.
14 hours long, that movie is great.
See, I always am like, movies should be shorter, but then I see a movie like that and I go, well, unless you're Paul Thomas Anderson, then you do whatever the fuck you want because you're a genius.
Do whatever you want to do.
I'll watch that all day, man. And that ending is awesome.
Chilling.
Just absolutely. Yeah. He did get the Oscar for that, deservedly.
Yep.
All right. So she won't drink her, and just sort of unceremoniously, Radu's just off with his head, man.
Yep.
And then it's Anna who goes, all right, that's great. Thanks for saving me. Get that gas can. Let's burn this sucker while we're at it.
Yeah, so it's sort of this combo effort at this point where she's like, oh, thanks. I was sure gonna die, but give me that gas can. They douse Radu's body.
And he's got to be dead now, right? He's got to be dead now.
Yeah, I mean, we're going so since the next movie is a flashback.
It's a prequel movie, so I think because this really feels pretty final because they don't only burn him, they put his head on a pipe, like on a stake, right, or like on a fence, on like the pole of a fence. I'm going, dude, and it's burning in the sun.
Doesn't Anna take the Bloodstone, not Michelle? I can't remember.
No, Michelle takes it because we get a Michelle narration to wrap everything up going.
Oh, right.
The Bloodstone cured me or whatever, made me not, and whatever, and now I know its secrets. It really is just going
she goes, now I know all the secrets of the Bloodstone.
The voiceover is just like, and then everything was fine, so don't worry about it, you guys.
I think if you cut off Michelle's fingers now, they'd probably turn into Subspecies.
Man, do you think I hope they bring the Subspecies back for Subspecies 5. That's all I care about.
Yeah, maybe we'll get an origin of them where there's an accident. After I do his event, he's like, look at shit, is that my fingy? Look, it's a little red man.
There are people in my fingies. There's something funny about him saying fingies. We always love for him to say fingies. Look at my fingies.
People in my fingies.
That's
the t-shirt.
I was just going to say, there's a shirt for us. There are... And it's got to be a delighted Radu looking at his own hand as a guy comes out of a finger, right? Like, there are people in my fingies.
Well, again, we wrap up for now the Subspecies saga without any subspecies.
And so it does end on, the burning head on a stake or on a pike there of Radu. And my last note is just, Radu finally dead, ? I guess, probably. Who the fuck cares? We don't have to think about this franchise again for a long time.
Hey, John, don't be a Radu. Be a Radon't. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Thank you. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you a Mexican or a Mexican?
Or a Mexican.
Oh, Robert Rodriguez, man. I could use some of that energy around here. Yeah, man. But dude, once again, any criticism of anything like From Dusk Till Dawn, what's coming up is John Carpenter's Vampires, and that movie's gonna fucking rule after these.
Is that next week?
Sadly, it's not next week. I wish it was, Brendan. Instead,
please tell me.
It's time to head back to the mystical land of Egypt because it's time for a mummy picture. Been a while since we talked about a mummy, but it
has been.
It's not the Mummy. That's right, folks. It's Legend of the Mummy. Ooh.
I don't know this one at all.
Louis Gossett Jr. versus a mummy. Ooh.
Are we sure there's an actual mummy and not a fake out like
it's one of our favorites, Brendan, because we will end up seeing every adaptation. It is yet another adaptation of Bram Stoker's Jewel of the Seven Stars.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, this time with Louis Gossett Jr. Oh, this cast. Oh, this is a 1998 cast. It's Louis Gossett Jr., It's Amy Locane, and anyone remember her from Melrose Place?
Oh my God, Amy Locane, Jesus.
It gets better. Richard Karn, Al Borland from Home Improvement's in it.
Wow.
Mary Jo Catlett, remember her?
No. Nope.
What was she on? She was on.
Yeah. Sorry.
She was on one of these sitcoms. Was it? I think she was the replacement for Mrs. Garrett on Different Strokes, if I remember correctly. She was the second housekeeper on Different Strokes. Is that right? Folks, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, call in.
Nope. Yeah,
lines are now open. Lines are open.
Dude, I should never doubt myself when it comes to 80s sitcoms. She did 83 episodes of Different Strokes, so yes.
83. I hope they gave her a gold watch at the end of
People forget Mrs. Garrett is out by like season 2. They spin her off fast into Facts of Life.
Well, I gotta say, take the good, you take the bad, you take them both,
and there you have. But you've got Mark Lindsay Chapman. Remember him?
Yeah, I do.
How about Lloyd Bachner?
Lloyd Bachner. Jesus Christ. This sounds like a real top shelf movie.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I, too, did not know it existed before doing research for this show. So I'm sure that's a good sign. I do love Louis Gossett Jr. He's a very talented actor. However, he has been in some real shit in his career, too. Yeah. He is one of those guys who... I love him, but I can't say everything he does. But holy shit, was he good on Watchmen? That's all that matters.
Yeah, he was amazing in Watchmen.
Yeah, because he is a talented actor who oftentimes is in material that's beneath him. And I don't want to prejudge, but I have a feeling that might be the case this time.
Okay, we're going to find out. So that's next week
is Tale of... What did I say it was? Tale of the Mummy?
Legend of the Mummy?
Legend of the Mummy. Well, here's the thing, Brendan. You have Legend of the Mummy... then a movie, then Tale of the Mummy. So we have that's where we're headed.
So, but what's weird is this is coming out pre the Good Mummy.
Yeah, this is
this isn't them chasing a trend.
No, both of these Mummy movies we're talking about come out a year before the Stephen Sommers Mummy that we're excited to talk about.
Maybe Stephen Sommers Mummy had been in production for quite a while and someone was trying to jump the gun.
I wouldn't be surprised if due to the amount of effects that are in that, if some people didn't get word of that and goes, let's beat them to it, you know?
Yeah.
Holy shit, though. I'm not looking forward to either one of those. But we'll talk about that next week. It'll probably be better than Subspecies. So at least there's good actors in it. Weird. All right. I'm so excited that Al's in it. That's the most random. I never thought I'd see Al Borland in a horror movie.
Maybe is he the hero? Or is that just going to be Lou?
It's Lou Gossett Jr.
He'll be sidekick?
Yeah, he'll probably be like the other...
funny sidekick?
Yeah, he'll probably be like the other archaeologist or whatever.
Sure. Got it.
So yeah. All right. But that's next week on the show. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Brendan Jones.
And remember, there are such things as monsters.
And they're in my fingies.